What is up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Last week I told you guys at the end of the video that this week I'm going to be reviewing all of the Star Wars movies, and I figured that, you know what, I'm going to stick to that. I want to review the Star Wars movies. So today I'll be reviewing episodes 1 to 9 as well as the 2 side movies, and yeah, let's get into this. Alright, so starting off at episode 1, The Phantom Menace. In all honesty, episode 1 wasn't that good for me, personally. I kind of felt bored throughout the movie. I felt like, you know, there was a lot of bleh moments in there. You know, it wasn't as action-packed or as fun as some of the other movies, and some of the dialogue also got really boring really quickly. That being said, one of my favorite actors of all time is in that movie, Liam Neeson, and I think pretty much for him is the reason that I stuck around and watched the entire movie. You know, for the story, it was kind of an okay opening to the whole franchise, but I think that if they changed some of the stuff up and they kind of put more fun moments in the movie, I would have enjoyed it more. But you know, this was painfully average to watch, to be honest. So I think, you know, as a whole, as for what the whole movie is, I would probably rate episode 1, The Phantom Menace, a 5 out of 10, because it just wasn't what I thought it would be cracked up to be. So yeah, I think a 5 out of 10 is the highest I can go on the movie. Not that I'm giving any hate. I'm a big fan of the Star Wars movies now. You know, I took way too long to watch them, I'll admit that. But yeah, the first one, it just didn't pull me the way that I thought that it would. Episode 2, I have to say they upped the game a little bit with the action sequences and those kinds of things. I really enjoyed Samuel L. Jackson's character in this movie. Mace Windu was just kind of like, hell yeah. As well as Obi-Wan and Anakin being in this movie, it was pretty good. I'm not gonna lie, I enjoyed this one more than the first one. You know, again, some of the scenes felt a little stretched, is the best word that I can use to describe that. It's not bad, but it wasn't on the level that I thought it would be again. But it was better than the first one. So for this one, I would say I'd give it a 6.5 out of 10. Again, Samuel L. Jackson's character is kind of what carried me through. He was actually pretty dope, and you know, seeing him at the end with the purple lightsaber, very, very cool indeed. So yeah, 6.5 out of 10 for Attack of the Clones. I think that is a pretty fair rating for the type of movie that it was. Alright, so Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. Now, again, I had not seen these movies at all growing up. And going into this movie, I, you know, was kind of expecting what I saw in the other two. And this kind of took a whole new turn and a whole new direction, story-wise, character development-wise. I was very surprised by this movie. You know, seeing Anakin, you know, kind of making the turn, and just, you know, the whole vibe of the story was very intriguing. It was actually something that I didn't want to look away, and I didn't want to miss any of the scenes. And this was the type of movie that I felt that I could enjoy. And holy crap, at the end of this movie, I was hooked. I was like, whoa, okay, this is starting to get good now. The whole movie from beginning to end drew me. I actually felt for the characters a lot in this one. Obi-Wan Kenobi was amazing in this movie. I mean, Ewan McGregor, just a top-notch job. And I really just ended up liking this movie a lot. So I think Revenge of the Sith deserves an 8 out of 10 rating. I really did like that movie. It was really good. So yeah, I'd say that, from that trilogy, the episodes 1 to 3, that's the best one. Not gonna lie, I really did enjoy it. So an 8 out of 10, I would say is the rating that I would give that. Really, really cool movie. All right, so episode 4 was is the old trilogy, and going into these after watching in chronological order episodes 1 to 9. I watched it in that order because, I have a lot of friends and family who are Star Wars fans, and they said the first time watching it would be better to watch 1 through 9, as well as the 2 side movies that also go in between. It's 1, 2, 3, then it's Solo, then it's Rogue One, and then it's all the rest. And I watched it in that order, and it really helped me to understand the story better, so that's why I'm kind of going to go in that order. So episode 4, A New Hope, I really enjoyed this. I liked seeing how Luke Skywalker, how his journey went with all that. Seeing Princess Leia finally introduced as well. And, now that, we know who Darth is and all of that stuff, it was really cool. I really liked how the story went after that. So in New Hope, for the time that it was made in, and the visual effects weren't exactly like the new ones, but holy crap, they were good for the time. I really enjoyed A New Hope, so I think I would give A New Hope a 7 out of 10. And I really dig the vibe. I'm a big fan of Han Solo as well. He is just an all-round badass, and I liked it. I liked it. So yeah, 7 out of 10. So episode 5, The Empire Strikes Back. Again, just a really, really cool story. And for the time, everything done in the movie was just done so well. So I couldn't hate on this movie. I enjoyed it for what it was. I'll give The Empire Strikes Back a 7 out of 10 as well, because it was a pretty good story from beginning to end, and you saw a lot more character development and stuff as well. We finally met Lando Calrissian, which is also just a super cool character in my opinion. So I really enjoyed Empire Strikes Back. 7 out of 10 as well. Going further into the old trilogy with the last one, The Return of the Jedi. Also a pretty dope movie, not gonna lie. Really enjoyed the storylines, really enjoyed the visual effects for the time. Awesome. And, just an all-round good movie again that was fun to watch. It's awesome. It's really cool. I liked this movie a lot. And I again, no hate. So also a 7 out of 10. It's kind of funny actually, the whole older trilogy, all 7s, because they were good movies and I enjoyed them. So yeah, 7 out of 10 all around. And I really enjoyed these movies. They were good. I mean, I am a fan of older movies. Like, I would give any older movie a chance, but these were, for the visual effects and stuff for that time, it was insane. So I enjoyed them. All right, so coming into the newer movies, The Force Awakens was kind of I knew that I should be prepared for a lot of new things, and I wasn't quite sure what to expect, story-wise going into the movie. And when I watched The Force Awakens, I was actually pretty surprised by how well the story continued from where it was. And I have to say I really enjoyed this movie a lot. For the acting in the movie, I mean, all of the actors were really, really good in this movie. I really enjoyed the character of Finn. I thought he was very funny, and he was also in kind of a a mental turmoil, I almost want to say, and you really felt for the character, and you really wanted to kind of see how his story progresses throughout. So I have to say I enjoyed the movie a lot. Poe Dameron is just he is very, very funny again, and also just like a badass in his own right. So I enjoyed that character a lot as well, and seeing Rey, where she came from, and how she starts training as a Jedi and all of that. It was interesting. So The Force Awakens, for me personally, from the new movies that they made, the new trilogy kind of, almost want to say, it was the best one. And I would give that one a solid 8 out of 10, just because I enjoyed it a lot. Kylo Ren has the coolest lightsaber in the entire Star Wars universe. I'm going to be honest. I just love that lightsaber. It was so freaking cool. So I enjoyed it. And him as a bad guy, my favorite bad guy would obviously have to be Darth Vader. I'm a big Vader fan when it comes to the dark side. But Kylo Ren was okay. He wasn't bad. Adam Driver did a pretty good job as Kylo Ren. So no hate there. Like the movie. Episode 8, The Last Jedi, was, it was awesome seeing Luke return. I mean, it's something that we'd been waiting for a pretty long time, and it was worth it seeing the Master return, I almost want to say. And going into the movie, I was excited to see how this whole new kind of vibe is going to be with Luke and Leia being back, and how they are going to help the Rebel Alliance and all of that stuff. It was a pretty fun movie to watch. I actually ended up liking it a lot. And it wasn't an amazing movie, but it wasn't a crappy movie. It was a good, solid movie. So I think I would rate that one a 7 out of 10, as a whole. And pretty solid movie in its own right. So Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker. The name was kind of confusing going into the movie, because, I get what they meant at the end with Rey and all of that stuff, but it's not 100% what I was expecting going into the movie. So I felt a little bit let down as the end of the movie came on, but not in such a way that I would say that this was just a crappy movie. This was an absolute fan service movie from J.J. Abrams, and it could have been either good or bad, because sometimes when you go for fan service, you end up making something that's just a load of crap. And then other times, going for fan service, you can end up making something that's amazing. I wouldn't say this was amazing or a load of crap. It was just in that middle line, kind of. And it was all in all an okay movie. It's not brilliant. It's not shitty. It's okay. So I would say, this one, I'd give it a 6.5 to a 7 out of 10. And, it's not that, I give any hate to this movie. It's just I expected a little bit more. Now being a fan now of the whole Star Wars franchise, I did expect a bit more from this movie, but it didn't disappoint too badly. So that's why I give it a 6.5 to a 7, because it's kind of average. All right, so the two side movies. Solo: A Star Wars Story. As a big fan of the character of Han Solo, seeing him in his younger days and what kind of drove him into the friendship with the Rebel Alliance, and how he met Chewie and all of that kinds of things. I think it was pretty good for, just finding out a bit more about the character. I have to say, Donald Glover as Lando was a very interesting choice. I didn't expect to see him in this kind of movie, but I think he did a pretty good job. I was not mad at the choice for Lando, not gonna lie. So for Solo, as just exactly what it is, for a standalone movie about a certain character, it wasn't too bad. I think they did a pretty good job. So I think I would give Solo: A Star Wars Story a 7 out of 10, because it's pretty solid. You learned a lot about Han Solo as a person and as a character, and I think they built pretty well on that. So yeah, 7 out of 10 would be, I think it's a fair judgment for the movie. Now for my favorite side movie, Rogue One. I didn't know what to expect at all going into Rogue One. And, going into the movie and actually seeing how the story unfolds and how it kind of molds so perfectly into A New Hope was just amazing to see. The actors and the acting choices in this movie were very good. I really enjoyed the actors in this one, and the story was just so intriguing from beginning to end. Like I was hooked. I think this is what actually made me a fan of Star Wars. Seeing kind of what happened behind the scenes before A New Hope. And I love the movie. I'm a big fan of Rogue One. And to be honest, I have to give this movie an 8 out of 10. It was really, really good. Just the whole plot kept me on the edge of my seat. It kept me interested. I wanted to see what was going to happen next. I ended up rooting for a lot of the characters, and it was awesome. I really enjoyed Rogue One. So there you go. You guys have all my ratings for all of the movies right there. If I had to rate the entire franchise, I'd give it a pretty solid 7.5 out of 10 as a whole package, because I really ended up being a fan of the Star Wars franchise after watching it. And I'm not gonna lie, I think I waited way too long to start getting into Star Wars. But now that I am very into Star Wars, I am not disappointed that I watched the movies. They were really good. So I think, yeah, as a franchise, 7.5, because it's good. It's good movies. If you haven't seen them, like me, definitely check them out. The perfect viewing order, it is online, for you to understand the story much better and to really get into all of the characters and stuff. It's really fun. And if you're a fan of, sci-fi movies in general, but also movies that really kind of grab you, and you get to pick your favorite character, that's always something fun to do. So definitely check these out. They were really good. I enjoyed the Star Wars franchise. So there you guys go. That's just my view on the whole Star Wars thing. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please do let me know in the comments what your favorite Star Wars movies Star Wars movie is, if you're a fan. I'd love to hear what you guys thought was the best one, or possibly the worst one. And who's your favorite character? Let me know that as well. That's always interesting to see and hear. And please go follow my social media links. I'm going to leave them up here for you guys. Go check them out. Give me a follow. And I hope that you guys just, enjoyed this video. If there are any other franchises, trilogies, standalone movies, what the hell ever that you guys would want me to watch and review, I would not mind doing that at all. I actually enjoy it so much. And I will see you guys next week with another fun video. Have an awesome week. And may the Force be with you.